This is an exhibition like no other. These plywood boards were once used as a means to protect Minneapolis businesses and shops during the protests that followed George Floyd's death. Over time, many were transformed into works of art and messages inspired by the traumatic events. Realizing the historical importance of the boards, Lisa Kelly set about saving them. Justice for George, Messages from the People brings together some 100 of the 800 boards that have been collected.
We want to transport people back to the summer of 2020 during the uprisings, during the protests, during the burning buildings, because even though it's traumatic and it was a horrible time in our history, I believe firmly that we can't move forward as a community or as a country until we face that history.
There is a similar exhibition at George Floyd Square. These exhibits are made up of art and messages that were left at the square. Following an attempt to burn the memorial down last year, Janelle Austin began the process of maintaining the various offerings.
It's where you walk in and you get a taste and the feel of what the uprising felt like, because the way the offerings really hug you and they surround you and they're everywhere.
Some 3,000 items have now been collected, a number that is expected to grow. Austin believes the display is an important part of the rebuilding process.
People have offered these kinds of creative expressions of pain and hope, not just like the anger part, not just the frustration and fears part, but also what do I want to see in the future? Like, where do we want to go? If we remember what happened, we're less likely to repeat the same mistakes.
Words that are echoed by organisers of the board's exhibit.
Although the focus for organisers of this exhibition is on the local community, they believe that it will also resonate with global audiences and the continued fight to combat racial inequalities.
This isn't just a Minneapolis issue, this isn't just an American issue. Systematic racism is a global issue that needs to be addressed. And I think that while these boards speak specifically to what we experienced here in Minneapolis, there are many others all around the world who've experienced the same types of trauma and oppression and police brutality.
Two different exhibitions united in grief and suffering, but also offering hope for the future. Dan Williams, CGTN, Minneapolis.